Winners hate to lose. I got that song stuck in my head from Imagine Dragons. I'm doing a video on it soon. But anyways, we're here for Silent Hill. We're here for Silent Hill 2. The story trailer. Let's check it out. The gameplay trailers, I remember that they showed a little bit early on, were a little bit interesting, to say the least. I'm gonna give you my real take and perspective on things when we get into it, but remember to be your authentic self, remember to love yourself. Let's hop into this video without further ado. If you guys want me to check out any videos, leave them down below in the comments. Easiest way to get to me, or Twitter or Instagram. Those work too. But all right, let's do this. Alrighty, let's do this.
James? Honey? Did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful. Remember that time in the hotel?
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. You promised you'd take me there again someday. But you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place.
Realistically,
just put the gun to their head.
You can't just kill someone because of the way they looked at you.
You should see your face, Jane.
Let go!
I'm sorry, Laura, but I can't let you just run around this place. You might get hurt.
Hurt by what?
This place is different from what I remember. I don't think she's here anymore.
This whole town. Might be best if you just get out of here.
Yeah, you're right.
You said you took everything. But you forgot that videotape we made.
How do you know about that?
oh, that was so creepy.
Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary.
So you are Maria.
I am. If you want me to be.
How do you know about Mary?
You see it too? For me, it's always like this.
Doesn't matter who I am. I am here for you, James. See? I'm real.
That trailer was cold, man. If they came out with that first, but I feel like you always got to test the water. So, of course, who ended up doing it too? Dragon Age. They ended up throwing in the towel with the first trailer they released, looking like Concord. So, yeah, this trailer was definitely cooler than seeing the gameplay trailers. I will not hold you. Again, you guys have to forgive me. I love just asking down below people who are fans, like truly fans of the series, you know, put down any lore or anything you want to share, because I love reading it over. I love like reading the comments. But from what I can remember and what I can recall, and this part I can't actually completely recall on my own, I got to give a shout out to, I think, what was his name? I watched it a long time ago. Mike Hollow, I gotta give a shout out to him because in his video it jogged my memory of what's going on. So pretty much she's basically the darker thoughts manifestation of his mind, right? But is Silent Hill itself a town that there are multiple people stuck in? It's like almost like a collective nightmare, or but like I don't know if he's the main. He's just like, of course he's the main focus, but like the other people in the town are also kind of stuck on a loop. I can't remember exactly what's going on, but she's like the naughtier version, like she's the manifestation of how he wishes his Mary was, like deep down, like the subconscious manifestation like coming out and representing itself, because I don't know, he like represses the feelings of how he imagines his Mary or something like that, something along the lines of that. And I can't remember altogether. It's been so long since I touched Silent Hill, and Silent Hill was one of those games I tried to forget. I don't know why I was playing it as young as I was. No, great experience nonetheless. I mean, again, now to just give it from a gameplay perspective, because I can't remember too much of the lore, I like the voice acting, so let me know down below how you guys feel about everything. One thing I'll bring to this trailer that I really don't like about the gameplay trailers, and it's not bad or anything, because again, I gotta say this for every gameplay trailer now, since I a little bit ago I was getting ready to make my own horror game, so I seen everything that went into learning code and things of that nature, and I just gotta give them their props for, you know, pulling out with, you know, the graphic overhaul and everything that they've done to revamp the game. But what I can say, I think, is just personally how I feel, just like kind of, how would I say, kind of, it doesn't feel new gen. Does that make sense? Not like it feels like it's next generation, but what I mean is they followed the Resident Evil pipeline. I can't get away from that. It looks like Resident Evil, just like now it's Silent Hill. It's like Resident Evil, the Silent Hill DLC. Resident Evil 8, Silent Hill chapter. Because like the gameplay and the combat and everything, I would have rather they kept the old school style with like tweaks to the camera angles and stuff, because those fixed camera angles added to the horror of kind of having less control. And I honestly think, wasn't Resident Evil like that back in the day too? But it would be cool to see games really take, I don't know, artistic detours rather than follow what's trending. I'm not completely assuming and throwing that assumption on them that is what they were doing, and maybe I haven't made that clear in my other videos, but from the combat and everything I seen, it did. It seemed like it was Resident Evil, and I was like, that's kind of a shame, just because like, imagine taking something like imagine taking an old system like the fixed cameras and putting a new spin on it, really stretching your creativity and really seeing how far you can push your imagination. At least for me, when it comes to anything art, when it comes to freestyling, when I'm dancing, when it comes to drawing, when it comes to anything, I'm keeping my original style, but trying to push the limits of what I can do and how I can, you know, even like mold my moves to different music and just, I don't know, just kind of be with this flow. And it feels like it's not just this game, it feels like a lot of games kind of took that on. But imagine if you look at the Until Dawn PC remake or the remaster that is coming over or whatever, and it's like for PS5 I think too, or the next whatever, you know, the newer gen consoles. Imagine they took Silent Hill and just did something like that, but you know, because I think they kept the same sort of walking around that Until Dawn had, but you can tell some of the camera angles shifted a little bit more to where they didn't completely get rid of the old style. They incorporated it and kind of added what looked like from the trailer, from what I remember, a closer over the shoulder camera, but it still, I think, is going to retain most of what the original game had. Like you're walking into like a mountain scene or something and the camera angles like up on a tree. I think that adds this sort of sense of things are watching you and everything like that. I think this camera angle stuff I think the camera angle thing could have made it stand out. I mean, of course, the story itself and the gameplay, depending on if the game's really going to come out, super fire. I bet it'll come out polished and fire. Who knows, right? I'm not going to judge it too much from trailers, but it doesn't seem like the story's too bad. But I think that took away from it, kind of setting in stone it being a unique game apart from the Resident Evil games. The thing that makes it uniquely apart from it anyways is because we're following a dude's like dark subconscious manifestations and then everything about Silent Hill and all that great stuff. And so it is a different story. But to me, gameplay is important because it's just going to end up feeling like different horror games. And I don't see I just don't see the point of that, but it could still be good. So I'm not, to each their own. To me, it's not really for me. I don't like the fixed camera over the shoulder, slow ass turning, weird, like, and who knows if it's going to be all the way like that. But the combat also, when they shown him, I think, fighting the nurses and everything, I was just like, I'm not sure. I'm not totally sure on it. But I would like to experience Silent Hill again because it's a really good horror game. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. For me, gameplay wise, that's the biggest thing I'm looking at. Story and characters actually don't look that bad to me. Again, I'm still going to say it. There's this blurry realism with the next gen type of looking characters. They're going for this realism. I would say Silent Hill, at least from this trailer, they did it better than most games coming out now. Like, I think, I definitely think, I'm throwing shots at Dragon Age. I think the way Dragon Age did their graphics this time around just is not for me. But yeah, it seems fire. It doesn't seem bad. It seems like it'll still be good based on the story and the cinematics. But again, that'll be like a to each their own situation. Who wants the gameplay to be really solid over watching a cinematic movie? It kind of, I don't know, in horror games I feel like it's a healthy balance you got to kind of find depending on what it is. Like, it's like if you're having a superhero game, you're going to imagine that the combat is going to be based around the superhero kicking ass. You're going to have a lot of moves, a lot of fun. It's going to be a beat 'em up, and you're kind of less thinking about the cinematics. But then they can surprise you and go off with the cinematics. For a horror game, it depends. I like a lot of indie horror games, so it's kind of nonstop action with having you do tasks, pretty mundane tasks, but you're moving around. Kind of maybe there's simple goals depending on the indie game and caliber of it. But if cutscenes are intertwined, then it's kind of like, okay, it makes it upper echelon. But I wonder if the gameplay will carry the cutscenes with this, because Silent Hill is more narrative. You're going to be involved in the story, so the cutscenes better slap and carry the combat. Because I don't know, to me the combat just doesn't look that good. It just looks like Resident Evil, but I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Anyways, much love in Moonlight. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what y'all think down below. I'm out of here. Peace.